Everybody. This is Carlos Salazar here, CPA. Thank you for joining us today. And for those of you that don't know me, I am the founder of Vete Tax. I worked as a tax auditor for the government for many years, 13 years as a matter of fact. Started the business of Vete Tax about 14 years ago. And our specialty happens to be working with small business owners. We work with business owners from all walks of life, and we do a lot of the consulting, entity creation, guidance, tax accounting, payroll, tax return preparation as well. And of course, more than anything, we're here for you during these difficult times. And today, obviously, we're all going through, as business owners, going through some issues, and I thought it was very, very important to get this message out to you to basically explain that what we're seeing on our end as tax accountants, we're having a lot of questions being asked by business owners regarding the troubles they're going through and what are the best steps to take moving forward. And so with that being said, we've invited Cisco from Business Funding for You to join us today. Cisco, thank you very much for joining us today. How are you doing, Cisco?
Hey, Carlos, thank you so much for the invite. Stuck at home and, just making the best out of it, staying home with the family but at the same time, working from home and trying to get things done, catching up on things. So,
Right. I tell people that business owners, we're always away from home and we're so busy focusing on our business. Sometimes we lose sight of the fact that we have a family back at home, we have children, we have other responsibilities at home. So this is a great time to take advantage and catch up on all those things we've kind of neglected, and so great opportunity to do that. Also, great opportunity to focus on your business, right? To think things through, think things about from the standpoint of how do I best organize my business? How do I structure myself? What changes do I need to make? Because right now we're finding that clients should be in the solvency retention business, not necessarily trying to go out there and do marketing. It's more about survival. We're all in survival mode right now. And so what I've learned in this process is, as listening to the clients call us, I'm learning that people are scared, people are concerned. Of course, by my very nature, I'm a very optimistic person, and I do see that we're going to come out of this. The issue is when, and obviously we don't know. I tell people always, you hope for the best and you prepare for the worst, and you want to make sure that you're properly and structurally sound, and that you have plans, and more importantly, that you communicate with the professionals. Right? Because there's a lot of questions out there. And that's exactly why I've invited you today to communicate with our clients and to all business owners as well. And so, if I'm a business owner, I'm not getting enough money come into my business, and, but yet I still have my expenses, rent, labor, and so forth. And I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to open up my business again. I'm listening to the radio, watching TV, and I'm seeing a lot of government officials telling us that there's opportunities for us, loan programs, stimulus packages, and so why not go to the expert, Cisco? Why don't you tell us, Cisco, a little bit about yourself, your background, and see how you can go ahead and help our clients with some of these programs.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Carlos. So, my background has been commercial banking. I've worked with a lot of the big banks and 14 years in the industry, and now 6 years on my own. So I have a company called Business Funding for You based out of Garden Grove, California, and I'm helping small business owners get financing for the business, whether it be working capital, SBA, equipment financing. Right now, the main topic is SBA debt relief form. Disaster relief program. So that's the program that's been announced on the news and social media, and everybody's talking about it. They make it seem so easy, the government's helping out, and but it's not so easy. I actually applied for this program maybe a couple days ago, on Wednesday actually, and it took me about 3 hours, but I needed to have everything. That's with me having everything in place, all the financials, thanks to you guys, because you guys take care of my bookkeeping and financial statements, but also all my debts, all my liabilities, all my income. Everything has to be disclosed on this application, and it takes a long time. So that's one of the things that we're going to talk about this program, and where to apply, how to apply, what are the requirements, and what paperwork you need. So um,
Right.
if you want me to start on those requirements, I can do that now.
Sure. Well, I do have some questions even before you start applying, right? I mean, I typically tell clients that it's very important that everybody be organized. You need to have your proper accounting in place. Your tax returns should have been filed, and you have to have an understanding of how much money you're truly making. If you don't have your accounting in order, and if you're not processing the payroll, then it's virtually impossible to go in there and try to ask for money, right? Because they are going to need your financials. I can't be a small business and where I'm generating very little money and go and ask for $1 million, right? The government wants to know what our impact is. So, can you tell us a little bit about the importance of having tax accounting in place?
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'm going to read. I got a couple notes here directly from the website. The way to apply for this loan is through the SBA.gov website, and you want to click on the Disaster Loan Assistance Program. And here are the requirements. The requirements are that you have to have 650 credit score minimum. So if the credit score is under that, we want to start improving that credit score. Also, they're going to ask for full financials, which is 2 years tax returns for the business, 2 years personal, and then 2019 personal financial statement, and also the profit and loss and balance sheet, which is something that has to be up to date every quarter or every month if possible. So those are the things that are a requirement. So it's not optional. This is a requirement. So this is why we like to work with you and your clients, because we know that your clients have all this paperwork already in place. It makes it so much easier to just apply for this loan, and the sooner the better, because it's taken about I'm hearing about up to 120 days. So it's going to take a while. It's not a fast process. And just so you guys know, the SBA is going to be doing the loans themselves. Normally they don't. Normally it goes through a bank or a finance company, and this time it's not. It's going directly through SBA, so it takes a little while because they have all these applications coming in. So you want to submit as soon as possible. That's kind of like the main thing for everybody. Even if you think you don't need it now, we don't know how long this is going to last. So it can, it may be over. Hopefully it's over, this week. If not, it may take 2-3 months. But you want to start the process now, because by the time you actually need the funds, hopefully you'll be in the final stages. Regarding the credit, I wanted to let everybody know that protect your credit right now. I know that a lot of people are they stop business. They're not getting any income, any revenue. So I'm letting people know, try to call your banks and ask for deferment payments. So don't fall behind your payments, because if you fall behind, you get a late payment, it's going to affect your credit, and it's not going to meet the minimum requirement of 650. So start calling the banks, and if you can, if you have auto loans, call the auto loans first and ask for deferment payments. Right now, it's very easy to get deferment payments. So you can get anywhere up to 120 days on deferred payments. What they do is they still charge you interest, but they put those payments towards the back of the loan. So that'll save your credit. You're still responsible for the payment, but it'll just be pushed back.
And Cisco, what about collateral? Because right now you touch points on the importance of having your accounting and your financial statements and tax returns in place. The importance of your maintaining your credit. You mentioned credit score a minimum of 650. You said
650 as of now, but things are changing hour by hour, day by day. So anything can change. As of right now, it's 650.
Okay, and then the third point I want to touch is the issue of collateral. What if I'm not a homeowner? What if I don't have significant assets as collateral? Can I still qualify for the loan?
Yeah, so the SBA is going to ask you for all this financial statements. You got to disclose all your properties, all all the cars that you owe, all the loans that you have. Um, so if you don't have collateral, you're still able to do it if your business has collateral. So they may just put a blanket lien over the business. If you have properties, they're probably going to use the properties as a collateral. Anything over 25,000, they're going to require collateral. So they may just put a blanket lien over the business or the properties themselves.
I see. So as far as so we touch bases on again, and I like to repeat these things because people are listening, and we want to make sure that we simplify what can be a complex process. Right? We have our credit score, we have the importance of having the tax accounting, and then we want to make sure that they're not falling behind, of course, on that credit score. Right? But we also want to make sure that they understand that it's not necessary for them to have assets if they're borrowing more than $25,000. Now, what about credit terms? I mean, are they giving us, how much time are they giving us, and what kind of interest rates are we looking at?
So the interest rate is starting right now at 3.75%. So it's a very low interest rate, and it's a long-term loan. So it's case by case scenario, but we're seeing on average 10 years, but it can go as long as 30 years. So it's program, depending on the loan amount, it's going to be case by case scenario. When you apply for this program, what's going to happen is you're going to get a call from an SBA representative within 5 to 7 business days after you apply. And then they're going to run your credit first, obviously, to make sure that you move on to the next step. And then that's when you get the call, and then they're going to ask why you need the funds, and then what you're going to use the funds for and how much you need. So you want to be ready for that phone call. But we're helping those people. For the people that need help with that, you and I are working on getting all the financials together, and also we're helping with the application process because it takes a long time, and it does ask a lot of information. So we're here to help. But you can do it yourself, sba.gov. You don't need us, but I've already gone through the process. So I'm already getting familiar with it and making some improvement with the process. So I'm going to help people as we work together.
Cisco, that's very important that you mentioned that, because ultimately you mentioned you went through the process. It's very important that you go through a process to truly understand, right? And speaking of which, you're a business owner. You've been in business for several years. I'm a business owner. And ultimately, when we started our business, we started from scratch. We were in some sort of crisis when we started, right? Because sometimes we don't come from wealth. And so we start from scratch. We use our credit and we live day by day, and then we develop these businesses. And so for those of you listening to us, they're business owners, I mean, this is not the first dance. I mean, we've gone through this process before. It's a little different, but there's no need for panicking. We already pulled through the first time by asking questions, informing ourselves, organizing ourselves, and building our businesses. And so it's very important for those of you that are feeling lost or there's hopelessness. No, I mean, you need to stick to it. You need to go ahead and just simply regroup. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to look at your business, identify areas of efficiencies, right? You want to find areas to use technology wherever you can. Yes, I know we're concerned about our employees and we're concerned about cash flow and our families, but I think it's very important that everybody understand that Cisco and I are respective companies, and we have a team of professionals that are out here working for you guys, the small business owners. Let's sit down, let's come up with a game plan. Wouldn't you agree, Cisco, that there's a customization part to every business client? We have to go ahead, and you can't just paint everybody with the same color brush. I think ultimately we need to look at everybody's issues and figure out a way to resolve this. We are going to come out of this, but we need to be patient. We need to consult with the experts. What do you have to say about that, Cisco?
I think it's 100% true. I mean, if you always prepared and have everything in order, it's going to be easier. So it's going to help, it's just going to make everything more streamlined.
Right, right. A lot of questions being asked by business owners or involve guarantees. They're asking, well, what if I borrow the money and I can't repay it? Am I personally guaranteeing this loan? I may have a corporation already. Am I still on the hook for this if I in default?
So for the most part, this especially for this program, you do give personal guarantee, and so anybody that owns 20% or more of the corporation or the business, they have to be on the application. So they're going to run credit on everybody that owns 20% or more, and you do give personal guarantee. So if you don't repay back the loan, then it will affect you personally and whatever collateral that you put up as when you took the loan. So it's very important to understand the terms and make sure that obviously you're prepared. But this is going to be this is a really good program, low interest, long term. So a lot of people are used to maybe 1 year loans or maybe 2 year loans, but this is going to be real help because it's a really good interest rate
Right.
at a long term that you can't beat anywhere else.
I also want to mention that there's also other programs, right? The state has programs for loans as well, and then the banks, right? And there's many ways of going about getting capital for your business, right? So you've been talking a lot about the federal program, but the state of California, it's my understanding, for example, has programs as well. The banks have programs as well, and that's why people should come to you, the experienced loan broker who's able to truly guide them in the right way to see what options they have, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you're right, Carlos. There is a state program, and then also there is the requirements also. So you have to have the good credit, so 650 or higher again. But that those programs are a little bit faster because it's not a federal loan, but it's a state loan. And there's one program with the states 0% interest for 12 months, and then I believe anywhere from 3 to 5% if you want a loan for 3 to 5 years. So
Right.
we do have that option as well, and but just keep in mind the credit has to be there, the financials have to be there. We have other programs also that are faster that are bank term loans. Credit again, that one has to be 660, but it's faster. I can get that loan done within a week, so we can get started with something now, and then later we also start the SBA process and get you some working capital now that you need for any rent payments or payroll payments, anything that you need for the business.
That's awesome, Cisco. That's well, very important business owners who've been listening to us. It's very important that you understand that we have a team, we have a strong crew in our company, experienced tax accountants, CPAs, enrolled agents, here for you to be able to organize your accounting, or which is going to be very helpful for you to properly process your tax returns to try to qualify for some of these loans. And more importantly, to see how your business is being impacted. You want to make sure that you see your numbers to make decisions for tomorrow. And now, as far as accessing that money, that's what we have Cisco here for. He has a strong team as well behind him. Again, we're all seasoned, experienced business owners and professionals, and we're definitely here to help you. Cisco, where can they reach you at?
So you can visit my website, www.businessfundingforyou.com, and it's the number 4, businessfundingforyou.com, or you can call or text 562-665-5397. It's also going to appear somewhere here on the screen or on the comments.
Right. Awesome, Cisco. Yeah, as far as we're concerned, Vitae Tax, we're at vitaetax.com. We're also at 888 Vitae for me, VITAE, the number 4, me, ME, or 888-848-2346. So we're all here for you guys. Don't despair. Be patient. Call us, and we'll go ahead and guide you through this very, very difficult process. But we're very optimistic that with the proper planning and the proper team and the proper structure and organization, we'll get through this together. We're with you for the long haul. Thank you guys for joining us today. We'll see you guys very, very soon.